rise and join us in singing our national anthem. Good evening, and welcome to Kohler for the annual John Philip Sousa style concert, celebrating our nation's birthday and featuring the Kiel Municipal Band under the direction of Dr. John Meyer. My name is Elizabeth Muse, and I will be your announcer for this evening. Mr. Sousa composed the Yorktown Centennial March in 1881 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the last important battle of the American Revolution, the siege and surrender at Yorktown, Virginia. In the middle of the march, you will hear the drums mustering the British troops, followed by a Scottish song representing the British Army. The trumpets lead the charge for the Continental Army, and the battle commences with the piccolos and woodwinds leading off against the British song. The march ends with a victory parade for General Washington's troops. Here is Sousa's Yorktown Centennial March. As a 25-year-old composer just out of college and in the military as a staff sergeant for the U.S. Army Field Band, Joseph Wilcox Jenkins was very excited to be asked to compose a piece for the band known as Pershing's Own. His music, while totally original, reminds us of music of the Old West and seems to explore the broad expanse of the American continent. Please enjoy our rendition of Joseph Wilcox Jenkins' American Overture for Band. Following the tradition of Sousa, we performed an encore march, the Pride of Milwaukee March, dedicated to the Gramm Ricksteig Piano Company, which was the builder of the finest pianos in the Midwest from 1914 through 1930. The music was written by one of Kiel's own musicians, Emil Meinardus, who composed a number of marches for the KMB. Back in 1930, the names to remember if you were going out to a show on Broadway were George Gershwin and his brother Ira Gershwin, the most successful musical team of the jazz age. In the selection we are about to perform for you, we feature 4 of their classic songs, But Not For Me, Bidin' My Time, Embraceable You, and probably their biggest hit, I Got Rhythm. We're going to call on Claire Powling, our KMB vocal soloist, to come forward at this time to sing selections from the Gershwin musical, Girl Crazy. Please give a rousing welcome to Claire Powling.
I
Claire, thank you for sharing your musical talent with us. Wisconsin composer Pierre LaPlante has written a musical tribute to the American farmer. He says, in the 19th century, this country was still largely an agrarian nation, where most of the population lived on farms and small communities. The songs of this era reflect the way of life of the early settlers who moved across the plains to parts west. The songs you will hear are "The Farmer is the Man Who Feeds Us All," "The Little Old Sod Shanty," and the play party song, "Hey, Betty Martin." Please enjoy Pierre LaPlante's Songs of the Plains. You have just heard one of John Philip Sousa's marches, Washington Post, dedicated to the newspaper of the same name, a big musical hit in 1889 and still famous today. I Left My Heart in San Francisco was written in the fall of 1953 with music by George Corey and words by Douglas Cross. The lyrics are about two amateur writers nostalgic for San Francisco after moving to New York. It is best known as the signature song of Tony Bennett, who recorded it in 1962. It achieved gold record status, a Grammy, and Record of the Year. Here is Alfred Reed's very sophisticated arrangement of one of the 20th century's best songs, I Left My Heart in San Francisco. Here is an up-tempo march by trombonist and composer Richard W. Bowles. Originally from Arkansas, educated at UW-Madison, retired professor at the University of Florida, and also an avid fisherman who wrote 2 outdoor sports columns per week for the Gainesville, Florida newspaper. This is Burst of Flame March. Our vocalist, Claire Powling, returns to the stage to sing a medley of songs by George M. Cohan, including Mary's a Grand Old Name, Give My Regards to Broadway, 45 Minutes from Broadway, Yankee Doodle Dandy, at which time there will be a special guest appearance by John Weir of our trumpet section, and finishing with You're a Grand Old Flag. Please enjoy these 4th of July favorites and welcome Claire Powling back to the stage.
4th of July. I've got a Yankee Doodle sweetheart. She's my Yankee Doodle joy. Yankee Doodle came to London just to ride the ponies. I am the Yankee Doodle boy. I am the Yankee Doodle boy.
You're a grand old flag, you're a high-flying flag, and forever in peace may you wave. You're the emblem of the land I love, the home of the free and the brave. Every heart beats true neath the red, white, and blue, where there's never a boast or brag. What should old acquaintance be forgot? Keep your eye on the grand old flag. Every heart beats true neath the red, white, and blue, where there's never a boast or brag. But should old acquaintance be forgot, keep your eye on the grand old flag.
Thank you once again, Claire and John. Randall Allen Bass is a conductor and composer from Texas who was asked to write the next selection for the United States Marine Band. This piece is a narrative setting of Abraham Lincoln's Gettysburg Address. Mr. Bass sets Lincoln's speech very expressively. You will notice the mood of the music change from the somber sound as Lincoln dedicates the cemetery to the brighter and more optimistic words of hope for the future at the end. The dedication of Gettysburg Cemetery is remembered by the appearance of 2 Civil War soldiers and one of their wives, portrayed by reenactors Mark and Kay Schuler and Gordie Howman. Rob Bender, a member of the KMB trumpet section, will recite the Gettysburg Address as the band performs Randall Allen Bass's heroic music entitled A New Birth of Freedom.
407 years ago, our fathers brought forth upon this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Now we are engaged in a great civil war, testing whether that nation or any nation so conceived and so dedicated can long endure. We are met on a great battlefield of that war. We have come to dedicate a portion of that field as a final resting place for those who here gave their lives that that nation might live. It is altogether fitting and proper that we should do this. But, in a larger sense, we cannot dedicate, we cannot consecrate, we cannot hallow this ground. The brave men, living and dead, who struggled here, have consecrated it far above our poor power to add or detract. The world will little note, nor long remember what we say here. But it can never forget what they did here. It is for us, the living, rather, to be dedicated here to the unfinished work, which they who fought here have thus far so nobly advanced. It is rather for us to be here dedicated to the great task remaining before us, that from these honored dead we take increased devotion to that cause for which they here gave the last full measure of devotion. That we here highly resolve that these dead shall not have died in vain, that this nation, under God, shall have a new birth of freedom, and that government of the people, by the people, for the people. Shall not perish from the earth.
And now, here is our annual tribute to the branches of the Armed Forces of the United States. This is Armed Forces Salute, and we ask both veterans and active members of the Armed Forces who are in the audience to please stand and be recognized when the song for your branch of service is played. Flag bearers for each of the services are the United States Army, Sergeant First Class Adam Dumont. The United States Coast Guard, Seaman Apprentice Luke Stocker. The United States Marine Corps, Staff Sergeant Luis Bide. the United States Air Force, Captain David Martini. The United States Navy Sea Cadets, Chief Petty Officer Matthew Kolcheski. The color guard for the flag of the United States is Kiel VFW Post 6707, Robert Hunke and Jerry Schnell. The United States Army was formally organized. The official song of the U.S. Army is the Caisson Song. Army veterans, please stand. Was charged with seeking out smugglers and bringing them to justice. Known today as the United States Coast Guard, the title of their official marching song is also their motto, Semper Paratus, always ready. Coast Guard members, please stand. The proud, the Marines, please stand. Separate branch of our military. Air Force veterans, please stand. Veterans. Organized in September of 1775, the United States Navy has sailed the 7 seas in defense of those freedoms we hold so dear. As we listen to the Navy song, Anchors Away, will all Navy veterans please stand?
the skies for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God
Thank you.